The village of Azar, a place where time seems to stand still, where the whispers of the past echo through the narrow alleyways and the ancient walls. Baked by the relentless sun, the land is a testament to the endurance of its people. The scorching heat creates an almost otherworldly atmosphere, where the horizon shimmers and the air itself seems to waver. A tapestry of shadows and secrets, the village is a labyrinth of hidden paths and concealed doorways. Every corner holds a story, every shadow a secret waiting to be uncovered. Here, life clung to the edge of survival. The villagers, hardened by the harsh environment, have learned to make do with what little they have. Their resilience is a testament to the human spirit, finding ways to thrive in the most unforgiving conditions. Amidst the unforgiving dunes, a different breed thrived. These were not ordinary villagers, but a group of individuals who had mastered the art of survival in the desert. They moved with a purpose, their every action calculated and precise. They were the Hawks of Azar, 8 skilled thieves. Each one brought a unique skill to the group, making them a formidable force. They were more than just thieves, they were legends in their own right. Masters of illusion, they were as elusive as desert mirages. Their ability to blend into the environment, to become one with the desert, made them nearly impossible to catch. They were ghosts in the sand, appearing and disappearing at will. Their leader, known only as Kaidan, was a figure of mystery. His past was a closely guarded secret known only to a select few. His presence commanded attention, his every move calculated and deliberate. His eyes, sharp as a hawk's, held a glint of both danger and charisma. They could pierce through the bravest of souls, leaving them feeling exposed and vulnerable. Yet there was a magnetism to him that drew people in, making them want to follow him. Kaidan commanded respect, loyalty, and fear in equal measure. His followers would do anything for him, driven by a mix of admiration and fear. They saw him as a leader, a protector, and a force to be reckoned with. He was the mastermind, the strategist. Every heist, every plan was meticulously crafted by him. His mind worked like a well-oiled machine, always thinking several steps ahead. He could see the bigger picture and he knew how to manipulate it to his advantage. His cunning was as sharp as the scimitar he wielded. In battle, he was a force to be reckoned with, his movement swift and deadly. He could disarm an opponent in the blink of an eye, leaving them defenseless and at his mercy. They were a force to be reckoned with. Together they moved like a well-coordinated unit, each member knowing their role and executing it flawlessly. They were more than just a group of thieves. They were a family, bound by a common purpose. No one dared to cross their path. The mere mention of the Hawks of Azar was enough to send shivers down the spine of even the bravest souls. They were the whispering sands, a force of nature that could not be tamed. Kaidan possessed an undeniable charm. His presence was magnetic, drawing people in like moths to a flame. His eyes, sharp and calculating, seemed to see through the very soul of a person, uncovering their deepest desires and fears. His voice, a low and persuasive purr, could tempt a saint into sin. It was a voice that could weave dreams and nightmares with equal ease. A voice that could make the impossible seem within reach. Beneath his easy smile lurked a mind that never rested. Always plotting, always scheming, Kaidan's thoughts were a labyrinth of strategies and contingencies. He was a man who thrived on chaos, finding order in the most tumultuous of situations. He saw opportunities where others saw only barren wasteland. To Kaidan, every desolate stretch of land was a canvas, waiting to be painted with his vision. He could turn the most hopeless of situations into a gold mine, seeing potential where others saw only despair. He was a master manipulator, playing people like pawns in his elaborate game. Each move was calculated, each decision meticulously planned. He could read people like an open book, knowing their next move before they even thought of it. His lieutenants, Zara and Reza, were as different as night and day. Yet they complemented each other perfectly, their strengths and weaknesses balancing out in a harmonious dance of power and precision. Zara, with the grace of a desert cat and the deadly precision of a viper. Her movements were fluid, almost hypnotic, and her strikes were swift and lethal. She was a master of stealth, able to blend into the shadows and strike without warning. Reza, a mountain of a man, possessed brute strength that could shake the very dunes. His presence was imposing, a force of nature that could not be ignored. He was the hammer to Zara's scalpel, a blunt instrument of destruction. Together, they formed a formidable force. Their loyalty to Kaidan was unwavering, their dedication absolute. They were his right and left hands, executing his will with ruthless efficiency. Loyal to Kaidan, they followed him without question. His vision was their mission, his goals their own. In the harsh, unforgiving landscape of the desert, they were a beacon of power and ambition, a testament to Kaidan's indomitable will and unyielding spirit. The law of the desert was simple: victory or dust. In this vast expanse of sand and sun there was no room for hesitation or weakness. Every grain of sand whispered the same truth: only the strong survive. It was a creed Kaidan lived by. From the moment he could walk, he was taught that the desert would show no mercy. His eyes, hardened by countless battles, reflected the harsh reality of his world. It was etched into the soul of every Hawk. These warriors, known for their fierce loyalty and unmatched skill, carried the weight of their creed with pride. The desert was their home, their battleground, and their teacher. Survival was not guaranteed in this harsh, unforgiving land. The sun's relentless heat and the scarcity of water tested their limits daily. Each step on the cracked ground was a reminder of the thin line between life and death. Only the strong, the cunning, the ruthless could hope to thrive. Kaidan knew that strength alone was not enough. One had to be smart, adaptable, and unyielding. The desert rewarded those who could outthink and outlast their enemies. Kaidan believed in this creed with unwavering conviction. His focus was unbreakable, his resolve unshakable. He had seen too many fall to doubt the truth of their way of life. He knew no other way. The desert was his world, and its rules were his guide. Alone or with his Hawks, he moved with purpose, every step a testament to his belief in their creed. He instilled this fierce determination in his Hawks. Through rigorous training and relentless discipline, he molded them into warriors who could face any challenge. They trained under the scorching sun, their bodies and minds honed to perfection. Fear was a luxury they could not afford. In the face of sandstorms and other environmental challenges, they stood firm. Their courage was their shield, their determination their sword. They embraced the danger, for it was in the face of adversity that they truly came alive. Each mission, each battle, was a test of their mettle. In the crucible of the desert, they found their true selves, forged in the fires of hardship and struggle. Legends whispered of a treasure buried beneath the sands. The Eye of Ra, they called it, a gem of unimaginable value, said to hold the power of the desert itself. It was a tale told in hushed tones. A myth, some believed, a dangerous truth, others feared. Kaidan saw an opportunity. This treasure, if real, would elevate the Hawks to legendary status. It would mean power beyond their wildest dreams. But the path to the Eye of Ra was shrouded in mystery. Ancient traps and deadly guardians lay in wait. Section 5. Under the Crimson Moon. Under the cover of a blood-red moon, the Hawks made their move. Their plan was audacious, reliant on perfect timing and unwavering trust. Each member played their part with practiced precision. They navigated treacherous tunnels beneath the desert sands. They moved like phantoms, their footsteps silent on the ancient stone. The air grew heavy with anticipation, the weight of centuries pressed down upon them. They were close. Kaidan could feel it. The Eye of Ra awaited. Section 6. The Shifting Sands of Trust. As they neared their prize, greed began to poison the air. Distrust festered among the Hawks. The lure of such unimaginable wealth had a way of twisting even the most loyal hearts. Whispers turned into doubts, doubts into suspicions. The once unbreakable bond that held them together began to fray. Kaidan sensed the shift. He had anticipated it. He had prepared for it. He knew that trust was a fragile thing, especially when such riches were at stake. Section 7. Dust and Shadows. The chamber of the Eye of Ra was breathtaking. Glittering treasures lay piled high. Jewels sparkled like 1,000 stars. But at the center, resting on an altar of obsidian, lay the prize. The Eye of Ra pulsed with an eerie green light. Its power was palpable. It was a moment of triumph, but also a moment of reckoning. The Hawks had achieved the impossible, but at what cost? The seeds of betrayal had been sown, and now they were about to bear bitter fruit. Blood stained the sands crimson. The Hawks, once united, were now locked in a deadly struggle. Greed had consumed them, turning brother against brother. Betrayal cut deeper than any blade. The desert echoed with the sounds of their struggle. Kaidan, his face a mask of cold fury, fought with the ferocity of a cornered jackal. He had anticipated treachery, but not from his most trusted lieutenants. The taste of betrayal was bitter, but his resolve was unwavering. he would survive. Zara, her eyes blazing with avarice, lunged for the Eye of Ra. It pulsed with a malevolent energy, but as her fingers brushed against its surface, a blinding flash erupted. A wave of raw power ripped through the chamber. When the dust settled, she lay still. The Eye of Ra had vanished. The remaining Hawks, their greed momentarily forgotten, stared at each other in stunned silence. The price of betrayal had been paid in full, but by whom? Kaidan emerged from the collapsing temple, his face a mask of dust and determination. The desert wind whipped at his cloak, carrying with it the echoes of battle and the whispers of the fallen. He had the Eye of Ra. He had survived, but victory felt hollow. He had lost something far more precious than treasure. He had lost the trust of his Hawks. He had lost his family. The desert, once his playground, now felt like a prison, a vast, empty tomb. The whispers on the wind carried a single question. What became of Kaidan and the Eye of Ra? Some say he disappeared into the vast desert, forever haunted by the ghosts of his past. Others claim he used the Eye's power to rebuild his empire, ruling with an iron fist. The desert, however, keeps its secrets. It remembers the Hawks of Azar, their ambition, their betrayal, their fall. It is a harsh mistress, unforgiving and eternal. And somewhere beneath the whispering sands, the legend of the Eye of Ra endures.